All right, let's get the show on the road.
Hi. Would you like to tell us your name?
Sure. My name is Michael Redhead Champagne. Redhead spelled just like redhead. Champagne spelled Champagne.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Cool.
Okay, so you created this youth rally called the Meet Me at the Bell Town, right?
Yes.
I have a few questions concerning that, and that is, why did you start?
Why did we start?
Yeah.
We started because we wanted to show the North End community and the wider Winnipeg community that young people care about stopping violence in our community.
He's a bakery man.
He's a giant cookie.
When you say, like you started, right, like it's fairly recent, but was there any, like, significant time that you thought that I have to start doing something against this violence?
My own personal anti-violence work began, I don't know, probably all the way back in 2005 when I started working in the community, when I started working in the community. And since 2005, I've worked very closely with lots of young people in schools, in non-traditional settings. And the one thing I've noticed about working with all these young people in the North End in all these different capacities is that they're all awesome. They're all intelligent. They all have great leadership skills. And then, so these are things that I know from my own life and living here my whole time and working with young people. And then I open the newspaper, and what do I see in the newspaper? North End youth violence, North End youth violence. And so I felt like the media wasn't properly representing the goodness that is so inherent and is a regular part of being a young person in the North End.
Okay, that's good. So we're going to get back to the bell tower, and what exactly happens there?
Well, we have two portions to our bell tower meetings. We have the rally portion, which is at the actual bell tower, where we all get together, we listen to people speak. If we have any drummers there, they'll be able to drum. But from there, we go on a march to a particular place that has relevance to the group in the community. So we've gone to places where violence has occurred. We've gone to places where there are opportunities for future development. And the second half of Meet Me at the Bell Tower is the after party, which is the fun part, where we hang out at Indian Family Center at 470 Selkirk Avenue, share a little bit of food if we have it, and organize ourselves for future community action. So we sign up for things, we organize ourselves, we make announcements. And also, that's where we invite entertainers. So we have entertainment that comes and shares.
Would you like to give us examples of those entertainers?
Sure. Some of the entertainers that we've had so far have included a drum group. We've had a drum group. We've also had some hand drummers come along. Though both of those have been thanks to the leadership of Nanundawal Rashad, who works with us. We've also had hip-hop artist Lorenzo come on down and share some nice hip-hoppy stuff with us, which is always a good time. We have a hoop dancer who has agreed to come and do a performance for us this Friday for Be The Change. So now we even have even more opportunities for people to be entertained by young people.
I heard the biggest group you had was over 100 people, and I'm thinking, what are your future plans if it does expand even more to, like, let's say, like 200, 300 people?
Well, if it gets bigger than 200 people, then we'll probably have to change the format of the rally so we can accommodate having that many people. And what this might actually have to turn into is constantly having to celebrate the community. Oh shucks. So if it gets really, really big, I'm hoping that every Friday, every second Friday, as frequently as the group feels like it needs to be, people gather together, and essentially this is like a positive infiltration of Selkirk Avenue. So right now we have Indian Family Center, but it would be beautiful in the future if maybe a business in the community, maybe an additional organization, perhaps maybe a residents association, like all of these different groups can come together and share. We've already had Robin's Donuts as an example donate some coffee to us. So maybe because we have that relationship, they'd be willing to maybe share their space as well. So if we have like a 200-person gathering, maybe we could send, you know, one chunk of that 200 to Robbins. We could send one chunk of that 200 to Indian Family Center. We could send a chunk of that 100 people to, you know, like all of these different places. And so then what we would be creating is an avenue of positivity, respect, happiness, hopefulness, and people will be able to walk back and forth all along Selkirk Avenue on a Friday night, gasp, and be safe, happy, and enjoying the gifts that our community has to offer.
Okay, how about, okay, I know how you're saying that there's impact in the community and everything, and that small business, well not really small businesses, but like Robin's Donuts is trying to help. So my other question is that, is it a non-profit, or is it just like everybody just gathers, or is there any donations happening and like more higher ups like governments coming along and thinking like I know that it got featured at CBC, I think. And so, what? Oh my gosh. What is overall the main goal? I know that it is to, I'm ranting. Overall, it is to North End young people care about the community.
Yeah.
But now that you have 100 people going, what is the next step?
Ah, okay.
Like I know that like it's having this big of like it kind of came with a blast, but now after everything like dies down, what's going to happen?
Well, what we're hoping to do, you're right that it all kind of started with a blast, and we didn't even mean for it to be this big. It just got huge.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping we can keep the momentum going. I don't want it to get quiet. I don't want it to get smaller. I want it to continue to carry this momentum forward, and for us to use that big momentum that we have to focus it in the areas that we need to. And so I'm hoping that of those 100 people, I know that I have 30 signatures of people that want to put together a North End crime strategy. So I'm hoping I can keep these people motivated enough and say, all right, come here on this day and time and share some more opportunities. So I'm hoping that we can use this as a launching pad for future community action. And so people know that they can go to the bell tower and they can recruit for positive, okay? They can go there and they can engage and talk and just have conversations, get to know their neighbors. That's one of the things I think is probably going to be integral to the North End crime strategy. Know your neighbor, okay? Maybe sounds crazy and maybe sounds simple, but just simply getting to know your neighbor, that's I think probably the most powerful thing that's happening at the bell tower. People are starting to know their community, know the faces, talk to them, and understand that they have common interests.
Okay, that's good.
Cool.
Thank you.